2, 3. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Moon Hunter City. I'm Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little quick recap and review of Demon Slayer, Episode 2 from Season 1. So, I'm going to break down the show for you and do a little recap of Episode 2. And then later on, I'll kick it over to a recording I did with Marcus and myself. What was the name? Like, he's only got one sister left, right?
Yeah, everybody else is dead. She's trying to protect him.
And
He goes on this. He goes to the ninja guy came and was like, "Here, go to this mountain, and a guy will help you out."
Who, right after the show, we did a little review and had a little discussion, like in-depth discussion of the show itself. So we talk about. Let me just make sure. I should be recording, but
Yeah,
for some reason,
that would suck.
I just blanked out. The demons and their weaknesses and strengths. We talk about a little bit about the lore of the show. Is it necessary to watch a whole season?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Whoa, pause. What are we doing here, buddy?
I wasn't sure if there are like some episodes that are like, this is like not like nothing to do with like the ultimate storyline of the whole show or season.
No, I mean this first season really builds up like who he is as a person and who his people around him become to be and like their kind of backstory. One of the kids is really fucking annoying, um, but you learn to deal with it, and he gets better next season.
And just on how like the show is able to do a lot with very little. You know, very simple story, but a strong premise, strong like plot and storyline. You know, guy like trying to like save his sister, the last of his family that's alive. You know, so really strong themes and narrative, and so we're gonna talk about it afterwards. But for right now, I'll just give you a little recap of episode 2.
Leave her alone.
They're wandering through a farm, and episode 2 starts off with Tanjiro talking with the farmer, and they're kind of having a negotiation. And the farmer is really just like quick and to help Tanjiro and is really helpful towards them. So they negotiate, and there's a nice little funny moment where the farmer offers to give Tanjiro whatever Tanjiro needs for less than what Tanjiro asks for, and then Tanjiro like actually insists to the farmer to take, you know, what Tanjiro insisted on giving him in the first place. And so there's this like little funny back and forth where the man is trying to do Tanjiro a favor and help him out a little bit more, and Tanjiro insists, and it just shows like how much of a good guy like Tanjiro is and how good-hearted he is. And then also it's like nice part of the show that has like a little lightness and like some brevity to it, right? Like we get like a nice little laugh at the beginning of the show, because coming into the show we know that it's going to be like a little dark, right? We know what we're getting into already now with the show after episode 1. And so episode 2 like really like kind of like follows episode 2 follows episode 1 really closely, in that it's pretty much like the next day. Okay. So there's a nice little moment there that we get some laughs, and then Tanjiro and Nezuko go on their way looking for Sakanji, right? So Sakanji is the guy who Giyu, the swordsman from the last episode, Giyu had told Tanjiro to go off and meet with this guy. He's gonna go show you the ways of the demon core if you're really serious about being a demon slayer and trying to keep yourself and your sister alive. So after the scene with the farmer, Tanjiro and Nezuko, they're kind of camping out, and when Tanjiro comes back,
Hey,
he kind of
Nezuko.
can't find Nezuko
She's gone.
where he left her, and then he finds that she's hiding out in a cave. She's like dug a hole in a cave, and she's like hiding, and he finds that she's like actually like hiding from the sunlight. So he figures this out, and he's all like very like kind of sad that his sister is a demon, but he's also just grateful that she's with him at this moment right now. And so for them to get going, he needs her to get like into this basket, and then there's this like nice little cute funny scene between the two siblings that I won't spoil, but again, it's a nice light scene in the face of like kind of like dark themes, right? Or like a darker story. So story and the premise is like dark, but so far the scenes have a good like mix of humor, and that's really what I found to be like a good part of the show is like these nice little sprinkled in bits of humor that kind of break up the heaviness of the show, because you go into the show knowing what you're in for, right? You know that the sister is a demon, and that Tanjiro has lost his entire family, and that his hopes are pretty low, right? And so you go into this, and then we get like these two scenes back to back that are very light and very lighthearted, and like I said, really break up the heaviness and the dark themes and tones of the show. So that scene is played out really nice. And then we also just see how, both sad and upset that Tanjiro is, he's struggling that his sister's a demon, but he's also like very happy and grateful that his sister is still there and that his sister is still with him on this journey. And then maybe, hopefully he could possibly do something about it. He's still hopeful, right? He's still very hopeful, and he's still kind of holding on to maybe this past life that they used to have together. So that scene is really nice. And it also reminds you of the bond that the two siblings have together, right? That Tanjiro and Nezuko are siblings, and they've been together since at birth, and they're have a very good relationship together. Okay. So then after the cave scene, Tanjiro and Nezuko are walking through the woods, and then they're looking for Sakonji. They come across a temple, and then as they come across a temple, Tanjiro, who has like this excellent like sense of smell. So throughout the last episode, and now with this episode, we see that he's got this really good sense of smell. So at this moment, he has the same sense of smell that he believes he sensed when he found Nezuko, when he found his family slaughtered. And so he gets worried. They go, let's try to see what happened, see if maybe they could help. And in there, they find that the family is slaughtered and that there's actually a demon still in there feasting on the family. So the demon turns around and he sees Tanjiro and Nezuko seeing him doing his thing. So in this moment, Tanjiro and Nezuko are obviously frightened, but we see that Nezuko is actually kind of frozen with either fear or she's just in shock. We get a sense that she's recalling what happened in the past when they were attacked, and so she's like kind of like frozen in like a kind of a catatonic state.
Whoa. Something's not quite right about you.
So Nezuko is frozen in fear, and so then the demon goes and attacks Tanjiro, and so Tanjiro and the demon have this little battle and fight back and forth outside in the snow. Nezuko's kind of stuck there. Tanjiro's fighting with the demon. The demon's
He's so fast
talking
and
to
insanely strong.
Tanjiro with what seems like a high level of intelligence. And he's very mean and he's very dangerous. And Tanjiro looks like he doesn't have the strength to get the demon off of him. And then in that moment, Nezuko kind of comes in and ends up kicking the. Well, I won't give it away, but she ends up kicking the demon off of Tanjiro, and then there's a nice back and forth between the three of them, right? And during that fight, there's also, again, like I said from the beginning, a little bit of tad bit of humor like peppered in, kind of breaking up the tenseness of the scene itself. And I'll also add in this scene, the music just is just ripping, right? Like the music and the score in the show itself is really good. Later on, we're gonna have to talk about which show has like the better music.
Yeah, right.
There's a banger right here.
I feel like this they hit the mark most. They hit the mark almost every time when it comes to like what they're trying to make you feel music wise.
On this one,
It's really good. Yeah, on this one.
yeah,
Sure.
this one's very like thematic, and it
Yeah.
sounds like there's just a lot going on. Like there's an orchestra, and it's like operatic. Top notch, banger. So, like I said, the scene has a little bit of humor sprinkled in, but we also get a lot of info on the demons themselves. Um, I'll bring that up in my conversation with Marcus later on at the end. And yeah, we find out a little bit about the demons themselves in this fight, and we also get maybe a little bit of clue on Tanjiro. So maybe. So after the fight, Tanjiro basically has the demon dead to rights. He has him defeated, but the demon's still alive. So at this point, Sakanji, the stranger, the stranger at this point to Tanjiro, pops up and he tells Tanjiro to finish off the demon. So Tanjiro explains that he can't, or he's not ready to, and so Sakanji really gives it to Tanjiro and kind of explains to him that, listen, he's got to, this is something that he has to do, and he has to do this. And then he explains that he's the man that Tanjiro is looking for, and that if this is something that he wants to do, that this shouldn't be something that's a hard choice for him to make. For him to kill this demon shouldn't be like that big of a deal, but it is, and that is worrisome for Sakanji.
Think for yourself, or aren't you capable of solving your own problems?
So Sakanji explains to Tanjiro, his concerns that Tanjiro is not ready for this. Tanjiro, pleads with the man that, he can do this. And so the man, Sakanji, explains to Tanjiro what's expected of him, and reiterates to him again what Giyu explained to him in the beginning, is that, if you're going to travel around with your sister who's a demon, if she harms another person, then you need to like stop her from doing that, and then you probably will have to, end your journey yourself too, right? Whatever that means. You know what it means. Can't say it here on YouTube, but he's got to basically take care of them both. So Sakanji tells Tanjiro that this is the deal. These are the roles. He's got to do what he tells him. Training's gonna be hard, and he's got like things like this can't be like such a hard decision for him anymore. So Tanjiro tells him okay, and he agrees, and then they go off to go train. I should say though, before they go train, we hear like a little voiceover of Giyu writing a letter to Sakanji, explaining to Sakanji why Giyu thinks that Tanjiro is why he's giving Tanjiro a chance to join the Demon Corps, and he's sending him to Sakanji with, you know, demon in hand. You know, he's sending him with demon in tow, you know, which is a very dangerous thing. But he explains that, you know, he feels differently about this kid. He's got like a sense that maybe, you know, there's something else there, and, you know, he feels that, you know, he should, the two of them should help these two. So in this voiceover, we hear Giyu explain to Sanjiro why he's sent Tanjiro and Nezuko to them, and at that moment we see that Sakanji takes in Tanjiro and Nezuko, and the training begins. So first bit of training is they're just running, and at this point Tanjiro is just exhausted, and so they get through the running and all the jumping and stuff, and Tanjiro thinks like that's the training's over, and Sakanji's like, no, this is just like the beginning, this is just seeing if like you could survive this part, you know. So he takes his sister in, he takes Nezuko in, he lays her down, and him and Tanjiro go off into the woods, and he tells Tanjiro what he's got to do next in order to fulfill his training. So they go off into the woods. So they're out there, and he basically tells them like, okay, you got to make your way back home before sunlight. So he leaves him there, kind of ghosts him. Literally, kind of like some fog pops up, and then he just disappears. Very ominous, very spooky, but cool, right? And I might add, Sakanji's wearing a mask, so you can't see his face. But he sounds like kind of like a wise old man. So Sakanji leaves them in the woods. Tanjiro gets left there. Tanjiro thinks this is a sweet deal. Like, hey, I can get back. I got that crazy sense of smell. I know where I'm going. We can get there quick. There's going to be no problem.
All I have to do is
But maybe
get
there's
back by
bears.
daybreak.
You know, gotta watch
No
out.
problem.
But
Not
I'm
my
getting
sense of
back
smell.
home.
I've
So he
memorized
runs
the
off,
Kodaki scent.
and then there's booby traps everywhere. So, oh shit. So there's booby traps, and he's off and running, and he's not really athletic enough or fast enough to kind of get through the booby traps. But his will and determination, and like the little bit of skill that he has, right? He's not completely hopeless. Like I said, he's got like this sense of smell and possibly other senses that are a little bit heightened, right? And again, he's not completely handicapped. You know, he could run, he could jump, he could do these things. He may not be able to do them well and like to the level of like a ninja or something like that, but you know, he's able to run through the forest. But he's getting beat up, and he ends up making it though. And so he ends up making it, and at the end of the episode, we see that Sakanji decides, like, okay, he's made it through all this. Maybe he is worthy of a little bit of training. Okay, so then after Tanjiro gets back, Sakanji decides that, okay, Tanjiro made it through all this. I guess he is worthy of taking on the training to become a demon, part of the Demon Corps. So the Demon Corps, the real Demon Corps training begins. And so that's basically the gist of episode 2. That's the initial recap of it, right? And so right now we'll kick over to Marcus's and myself's review and more in-depth analysis of the show. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Did they like distinguish if she's like a vampire or a zombie, or we just?
She's a demon. She's a demon.
Okay.
She turned
for some
into a
reason,
demon.
real quick, I was like, wait, she can't be in the sun. Is she a vampire? Okay.
You know, so the demons, yeah, they're basically vampires if you really think about it, because they can't go in the sun. You can turn them by like if somebody drinks their blood, or if they get like their blood inside a cut or whatever the fuck.
So they get infected.
And they have they're out at night. They're super strong. They eat people. they're basically fucking
Like a cross
vampires.
between vampires and
Yeah,
zombies.
just fire doesn't kill them, and you
No,
can't like throw garlic in their face and they they'll burn.
no
It's
kind,
basically just like cool zombies or cool vampires.
no kind of like spiritual context or anything like associated with it. Or
How you
I don't know
mean?
that yet. Um, like vampires are usually like associated with like, oh, you could take a cross and that will like kill them
Oh,
or
no, that
protect you or
doesn't. That
something.
doesn't.
There's no
No,
like
it's nothing like that. It's not like
protective
a.
like trinket or anything that.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
like a. Oh, you can't hurt me if I don't let you inside type thing. Like they'll just walk in your house and slaughter your family.
Like sinners.
Yeah, yeah. So there's nothing crazy like that. It's just the cool version. It's nothing like I don't want to call it dumb because people like vampires, but like it's nothing like the little things that might fuck a vampire up, like a wooden stake through the heart. Like yeah, that
R-
doesn't even work on these guys. You got to decapitate them for them to die. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It's not garlic's not gonna hurt them. You can't put a cross near them and they'll freak out. No holy water is gonna stop them. Like stuff like that. No, it's
Okay.
just basically like
And
I say cool version of vampires just because it's like they're harder to kill, and it makes more sense in my brain.
yeah, and plus those like those other tropes, those like the garlic and all that. That's pretty lame anyway.
Yeah, and yeah, like you can't
Um,
eat a pizza.
what about as far as like intelligence goes? Is she? Do they have like an intelligence, or does that
Yeah,
depend?
so you know how like in solo leveling you got you got E rank and D rank and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's ranks in these guys, and like the lower ranked demons are dumb. But then you have like the lower end of the high ranking demons, and those guys are smart. Like you'll see that like some are just like, oh, I'm gonna lash out and just go crazy and kill anything around me. And then some are like, no, I have an evil plan that's gonna dictate the way I want to live this life over every being. You know, they're like they're smart, and those are
Okay.
like, yeah, the higher ranks are is what like the top five I think it is, and then the lower ranks are like the bottom five of the top 10 strongest demons.
Gotcha. All
Yeah,
right. Cool. Cool. So there's like demon ranks.
yeah, basically.
All right. Cool. All right. Yeah, you could skip the intro. We'll deal with copyright stuff. I just realized that his little outfit is kind of a good way to distinguish who he is. You notice that his little green checkered thing, he like makes him
Yeah.
like stand out. I
A lot of
just
them have like their own colors. And like you'll see later on why they all have like why like their colors are important to know.
Oh really?
Um yeah. But yeah, they all have like their own little like some people like orange, some people like green, some people like blue,
So
some are red.
so side note, you never seen Breaking Bad, right?
No.
Oh man, in that show, certain characters like always wear or have things around them that are like a certain shade of a color. So like Walter White is always wearing like green. Like there's another guy, he's always wearing orange. Somebody else is always wearing purple.
That's actually really funny because there's a guy who wears green, which is Tanjiro, and there's a guy who wears orange. That motherfucker's annoying. Oh, excuse me.
I wish I could remember who's the person that wears orange. I don't really remember. I think it's the wife. Anywho,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not like, and it does not. I don't think there's any particular reason in the Breaking Bad show. I think it's just like just for aesthetics. It's just for look.
Eh, Yeah, same here. Like the one guy who wears orange, like his like everybody has like like an ability they'll choose like or I guess they'll learn an ability and
Mm-hmm.
his isn't like when you think of his ability you don't think orange. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's kind of how he acts.
Okay.
Maybe green is like there's like sentimental for
Right, some sort of meaning
like
behind it.
confidence or something. Yeah, and then orange is like cowardly or like shy or something. I feel like blue would be more a perfect thing. But yeah, it's when it comes to their powers, it's like more their blades that have the meaning to it than anything else. But
Okay.
Everything I wasn't able to do for the others, I'll do it all for you.
No, that's never gonna happen, is it? That's the episode?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it. That's everything. It's just like a quick like introduction to the training, basically.
Yeah.
It's like oh, this guy wants to be a demon slayer, and then homies is like, bet, let's see what you're made of.
I can see why you like they're easy to binge because they're so quick. It's just like boom.
Yeah,
boom, boom.
they're yeah, and it's like the storyline is so catching. It's like it like sucks you in, and it's like wait, but like okay, here's the training, but if he had to climb a mountain to start, then what else does he have to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all intriguing.
I really like the music stands out. The animation's really cool.
Oh yeah, the cinematic, like him running through the forest, like with the traps flying by him, it's like almost like there was an actual camera in a world where drawing is just life.
Yeah, it
if you
looks like
understand what
there's
I'm
like
saying.
a mix of like 3D and 2D animation there. That's what it looked like was
Yeah.
going on. There was like a little bit of like CG going on. But
It's
yeah,
it's really fucking good.
it's cinematic, I guess you'd say. Did you catch anything on this time watching it around with while we're watching it? I'll
Yeah,
probably
so
ask you that a
usually
lot when we're watching these.
usually when you decapitate unless it's a higher rank demon, I don't remember him being one, especially because he's dead now. Um Usually with the like the regular demons, you kind of just cut their heads off and like that's it. They die. So when Nezuko booted that dude like it was a fucking soccer ball and he didn't die, I was like, what's going on there? But besides that, I think that was the only thing that I was like, oh yeah. Didn't see
Uh,
that before.
and what about the growing of the arms? Is that something that's happened kind of sort of
Yeah,
before?
they'll do that a lot. Yeah,
I was
that's nothing uncommon.
I just I was taking note of the like the way they like kind of put the humor into that scene. That was kind of
Yeah,
funny, and
a little bit of comic relief.
yeah, and
Because
especially
it's like,
the way they did it too, like in that scene where it's like really dramatic. The girl just seeing the people dead. He's all scared. The guy's like really threatening. They fight. You think he's gonna die. He gets the head kicked off, and then he like starts talking, and you're like, "What the fuck?" It's pretty. It was good. Like it was a good moment to put in the humor.
yeah, because it's a very serious. Like the guy can't be Tanjiro can't be no more than maybe 16, right? He cannot be older than that. And the guy's like, yo, if your sister eats a human, you have to kill her and then fucking. It's like this Japanese thing where they'll take like samurais would do it. They take the sword and they slit their belly open and they die.
Yeah, I think it's
He's
called
like, you
like
have to
seppuku or something.
sabuko, yeah, some shit like that. So he's like, that's what you have to do. And so because it's such a serious, like it's
A serious
so
task.
it's the character development is so intense, and the morals that you come across throughout this
The story.
anime,
Yeah.
they're so yeah, the story they're so intense and they hit in just such a crazy spot that like you have to have some comic relief every now and again, or this would be such a depressing anime.
Yeah, like the mood would just be kind of a little bit too much of a downer.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
honestly, like
yeah, you're right. And
because
and
then
I
you would just
noticed
have
that.
action and depression, and like that's cool and all, but like you need a little bit of comedy in there to counteract.
Yeah, yeah, it's almost like a Michael Bay movie,
Word,
like
word, just a funny
Transformers,
comment every now and again. Yeah,
right? But nothing too crazy where it's like every single time, like a Thor movie.
yeah, exactly. It's not meant to be funny. It's meant to be serious, but we can't have you stuck on serious for too long. So we'll throw in some funny.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. That it was like a really good like little dab of humor, not a whole serving. You know, it was just like a little. Here's a little
Yeah,
pinch of salt.
like a little some on the side. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
A little some on the
little
side to get you going.
little dab of salt. And yeah, like you were saying about you keep coming around to where they hit you with like these morals, and I thought that was really good too. Like in the one scene, the guy basically covers like two things, like don't kill,
There are two
and
things
you have
must do
to
if your
like
sister eats a
honor
human.
this promise
First,
that you're
you
making.
kill her, then
You know,
slit
and
your
right
own
there, there's
belly
like
and
two
die.
like big
That's what
like
traveling
moral
alongside
points
a
that the
demon like
character
your
has to
sister
stand by
means.
now. So
Yeah.
that's really good character development and really good. Um, just like fucking having the character stand for something, you know, other than, oh, I'm gonna go bring the thing to the thing, you know.
Right.
It's not just like, oh, you got to bring your sister to here. It's like you got to like make sure she doesn't do this, and if this happens, you suffer consequences. So I think that's really cool.
Because he has his own morals where he doesn't want to kill the demon, even though the guy's like is a demon right in front of you, and you're not you feel sympathy for him, and there'll be like a reoccurring thing where
Mm-hmm.
whenever Tanjiro slays a demon, you'll get like that kind of. I don't want to explain it in too much detail because it's really nice. It happens a lot, and it's like it's predictable because it's every time he winds
Yeah,
up slaying a demon, but it's nice. It's nice to understand because it's
it's not
not that
all
he's
like just
changing.
joy out. He gets. It's not like he gets joy out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not like he's changing his morals of like it's still like something that has feelings and I feel bad for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more like it's developing because he's still a kid. It's not like a oh well I'm not gonna go from oh they're demons.
And now
I
I'm
don't
a
want to
hard
hurt them because I
ass.
feel some way. Yeah, now it's like fuck those demons. It's he still feels that way. It's just it's a developed emotion now.
Yeah, yeah. Which is good too because it keeps like he stays kind of the same person. Like his character stays kind of the same, but he's growing. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. He just doesn't do like a total 180 just cause like the story has to get him from point A to point B. It was good. It's
Yeah.
good. This is only
It's
episode 2.
yep.
Yeah.
It gets so much better. Oh man, the animation gets sick once he really starts fighting. Once he really starts fighting, the animation gets crazy.
The
Because I
dial.
was just watching.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and you look at the animation, it's like you can tell that these body figures are doing really weird stuff. Like I'm sure if I pause it at a certain spot, like I'd look at it and be like, yeah, the body's not supposed to be able to do that. But when you look at this one, it's like they must have spent more time on
Looking
this
at
than maybe Solo Leveling.
proportions.
Yeah, exactly. Like making sure that the body is meant to do this like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you're
figure
saying.
or this motion, and
Yeah,
it's
I
so good.
remember, and there was like a time when Spider-Man comics were drawn kind of the opposite of that, but that was like kind of what people liked about it, that he was like swinging across the city in like these really awkward poses that nobody could do, but it added to that superhero thing. So for that, I guess it worked because he's supposed to be a spider and it's supposed to look awkward, and so his leg being like above his head when he's swinging through the city like looks cool. But like you said, here where it's like a real human doing real human stuff that we know what it looks like, it's good that they pay attention to the detail and they don't put like a shoulder or something where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's I when I first watched this anime, I was like kind of like I don't really fuck with it. I didn't watch it because I was like it's kind of like and then I was like I'm gonna commit to it anyway because I've seen so many like ninja animes and I'm like I'm over the ninja thing. But
Yeah,
like I watched like the first episode and I was like okay this could go somewhere. This could be interesting. And then
it's got
I
horror
just finished
elements to
watching
it.
it. Yeah, a little bit, because like the demons look creepy as fuck. You
Hmm.
got the little like the training is gonna be like him fighting through the woods, and like it's like not scared jumps, but like kinda.
Gotcha. Like just like little not jump scares, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and then there really is like horror where like you walked into that house and you saw like what that demon did to that family, and there's just blood everywhere and the bodies stacked on top of each other. Dude has an arm in his mouth.
Yeah, yeah, and that monster like looked threatening, and yeah, the whole thing
Yeah.
was like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Like I didn't know. You don't know if like he's gonna do something to the sister, or the sister's gonna get hurt, or yeah, that was cool. And you know what what I was gonna say before is I just remembered about the dialogue. The dialogue is really good, especially for it being only basically just two characters talking to each other the whole time. Like there's not like
Yeah.
scenes where there's multiple characters talking to each other and there's a couple things happening. It's really just homeboy just talking to the next person he meets, and then the next person, and then the next person, or himself. Like he's like kind of narrating to himself, which is really also um really like good to like. It's nice to listen to him to him, talk
Yeah,
talk
and
about it.
it's not like Naruto either, where there's too much of like self-reflection in a scene. It's like just the right amount where he's like, I really don't want to kill his demon, this and a third, but then it's kind of just quiet, and you sit in like what he just said for a second.
And then
It's
there's
like
also like
it
more
gives you time to
description
process
too.
it. Yeah, yeah, and it gives you like time to like adjust to what he just said while giving you like a cinematic and like the audio in the background, like the music,
Mm-hmm.
just makes you feel how he's feeling
Right.
without having to say too many words and going on for a whole fucking speech about it.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. That was cool.
10 out of 10.
Look at that, 45 minutes, son.
Jake nasty.
It's like we've done this before. So that's Marcus's and mine review of the show, Demon Slayer. Come back next time. We're gonna do another one. Maybe we'll do Demon Slayer. Maybe we'll do another anime. But we're gonna definitely do an anime, right? Basically, this show, what we're gonna be doing on this show is Marcus and some friends of mine and some special guests are gonna pop up and they're gonna show me some of their stuff, some anime from this generation, right? More recent animes. And I'll kind of come in and I'll end up showing them some animes from my era, some of the ones that I remember growing up with. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm a big nerd, but more of an action movie, superhero movies like that, you know, just things from the 90s, things from the 80s. So this whole anime thing is new to me, and Marcus and the guests are going to school me on all this stuff, and throughout I'm going to like try to show them some stuff that they never seen that I think maybe relates to the things that they're watching. So come with me on this journey together. Come back next week. I'll see you guys then. Peace out. Later, guys.